Greetings and salutations. Howdy and hellos to all ya fellow cannabis enthusiasts. I'm your retro 20s styled, ironically themed talk show host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. And tragically not live at the magic golden hour of 4:20 today because of pre-required activities scheduled at such times it needed my attention. But I'm here with you not too late after. A happy, safe, and sane 420 to you, despite being a bit late. And, just in case you thought the music was going to run out there, I love this piece of music. It's, Maple Leaf Rag from 1899, my friends. Guess what, folks? I may or may not have fucked up the opening. Hello and welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely day. Thanks for tuning in and listening. I am your humble, as always, humble host, keeping it 100% real on the philosophic and very legit gentleman, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. This is the special deluxe Cannabis Talk edition of my podcast project. I break them up into different segments because I have different schedules for them, sort of brewing. And it's an ad hoc project. In other words, I kind of try to get it done when I can, and when I can't do it, I can't do it. And Cannabis Talk I only do when I have the rest of the day off, and I'm not going to go anywhere, so I can indulge in, sort of the recreational version of my medicinal cannabis use, and also indulge in my legitimate spiritual use of cannabis, which we'll explore in depth. Happy 30th day of the 7th month of the 217th year of whatever that calendar is called. Gregorian? Post-Gregorian? Something like that. I just tuned in to the higher frequency of post-420 type, indulging. Hope you are listening stoned also. If you're not, it's okay. I don't judge. If you are listening stone cold sober, I am not judging you for that. This show is not about that necessarily. But it is, designed to be goofy and weird and hopefully giggle-inducing at times, and thought-provoking at others. And, of course, kind of flow in conjunction with all the other segments, during which I usually don't indulge. So, what is cannabis culture? Do we know yet? Is it set in stone? Are Cheech and Chong still our leaders? Is that what's going on here? Questions I think are worth asking. But today's episode, I want to honor a special request from a few weeks ago from my very first follower on Sprecher Live. And that request was to address cannabis edibles and young children, family situation. Let me just be right to the point on that with you, my dear friends and listeners, new or otherwise. You can go look at the numbers and the horror stories yourself. Here's the truth behind the statistics that's important to take note of. I'm not going to bore you with all the details. It's happening. Kids are eating, candy-looking type stuff that's got way more THC than their bodies are ready to process, and it's not good for them. And families don't have clear boundaries on adult cannabis use and youth, culture, how to talk about it, how to deal with the boundaries that you have to set, and the age limits that we have to, sort of just respect. Even though our culture, this is America, folks. This is America where, grandpappies give their 7-year-olds guns sometimes just because they think they're ready and man enough. Because it was okay in there. That's how old Grandpappy got his first gun at. This is America. Pardon me, I'm drowning in my orange pineapple juice that I... Wow. Excuse me. This is America where we like to break and or bend the rules also. It's kind of in our nature as a culture for some reason. I wonder why. I wonder why that's baked into our culture. We're radical rule breakers and hypocrites by default. I'm not calling you a hypocrite, Steve. Don't fucking freak out. Now, if anybody named Steve ever listens, it's gonna hopefully be, like, whoa, what? Yes, Steve, I can hear you. Stop. We're not going to address this here on the air. I digress. We don't have a firm culture norm yet, even though cannabis has been around for centuries. And it's one of the sad ironies of the revolution that's happening. State by state, it's being recognized that it is not only safer than alcohol, generally speaking, and there's plenty of statistics pouring there to be looked at. You can go look them up yourself. I'm not speaking hyperbolically. I'm speaking out of research and stuff. But there are pitfalls and dangers everywhere. And one of these things is that we don't have really smart, well thought out boundaries about kids and edibles. And some people are just super awkwardly comfortable with cannabis and their children. Which I can understand. And I don't mean to disrespect. I just think we need to, A, get more science done, and B, agree that kids shouldn't be getting access to, this material before a certain age, because it's just not in their best interests. The science is clear. This isn't just boogeyman talk, because I'm a cannabis supporter, cannabis rights activist, and it's got to be, we've got to not only accept that its medicinal purposes are real, we should also invest more science in all of its benefits, because I think it provides a spectrum of things. And we need to be intelligent about the industries that we build around it. And we shouldn't do what the cigarette industry did, which was lower ourselves beneath, an acceptable standard to market it to young, under the age things. What do you call them? Children. Them humanoids that you pump out of your vaginas? Babies. That's right. And your kids shouldn't be able to accidentally eat your freaking high-dose, medicinal-grade, chewable thing that looks like gum, but isn't, or looks like a gummy bear, but isn't. Likewise, and this is a sensitive one, I'm not sure that we know enough to about secondhand smoke effects to rule out that we shouldn't be a little bit more thoughtful about which room we do our smoking in and how we ventilate it and stuff. It's great. It's going to be in this state in California. It's going to be recreational. You're going to be allowed to grow it in your own backyard like a tomato. And I was one of many advocating and doing the face-to-face opinion shaping, trying to help people realize that it's not a substance to be feared. We do have to be intelligent about it because it's a very powerful flower. It's a very powerful plant that is a gift to us from Mother Nature, yo. So that's our daily nugget. I'm going to wrap it up because I don't mean to ramble. I want you to enjoy your 420 high without getting too bummed out. Just realize, if you're about to have kids, think it through. Like maybe just like with alcohol and smoking cigarettes, might want to take a big, long vacation time from it while you have a baby. And maybe think about how to isolate your kid during its early years, during your smoke sessions. I think this is a great, interesting new opportunity, as a matter of fact. We're going to be building special, parents-only smoking room den things in our homes. And, they're going to be cool and groovy, and we're going to have great air filter systems and blah, blah, blah. Make a cultural thing. Let's build a business. Let's create jobs, giving people work to do, about being safe with our cannabis use in our kids. Because we are human, and we are way too lazy unless we really take responsibility for it up front and start creating the culture that helps endorse the thoughtful thinking of it. And that means you, my friend. That means you, Steve. I know you don't have any kids yet, but when you do, don't be a fucking moron stoner about it. Everybody agrees. You're the one that's gonna... I'm just teasing, Steve. I don't mean to pick on you. All right, friends. Peace out. Enjoy your evening. Be safe. And be thoughtful and knowledgeable about the laws your state voted into. If you're now recreationally consuming cannabis, please actually invest the time to go read the laws. I'll do a really long, boring episode soon where I actually read California state law. And remember, it's not fully in effect yet. It's only sort of half in effect right now. It fully goes in effect in January. So don't be a moron. Don't fuck it up for yourself. Don't fuck up your safety and your driving record and your, I humbly beseech you to really think about it, folks. I'm just another, black sheep. I'm not special. I'm not any better than you. I'm not trying to be morally repugnant here. I just spent a lot of time thinking about it because I have been deeply concerned about, we're about to enter the roaring green 20s. We're going to have a roaring 20s green rush. It's going to be epic and awesome. And let's be culture leaders that set a high standard, so that we don't have, while it's super awesome and super safe and magical even, and very spiritual, I argue, it can also, when people are in the wrong place or not, there are many people who are actually allergic to it, where I hear, we don't know, right? We don't know enough yet. All right. Peace out, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. Give it a thought. If you got questions, if you got subjects you want to discuss or hear discussed by me, because that's what I'm here to do, friends, is add my thoughts to your thoughts so you can kick back your thoughts at me and we can have a media discussion and drive it to the forefront. Let's start a movement, an ear-to-ear grassroots internet movement of thoughtful culture collaboration, so we don't have a bunch of embarrassing stories that make us look like idiots, by idiots who do stupid things. Don't blow your house up trying to make the next cool cannabis based thing that you don't know how to make. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling at you guys and get myself some snacks and watch a bit of news. And I will be back for a Sunday night edition of Breaking News, covering the week's events and, highlighting the madness that is the clusterfuck of our world and national situation. Hope you tune in to listen to that. If you are new to the show, check out the backlog. Be sure to visit the YouTube page. Just search The Incorrigible Mr. Zeppo or hashtag Mr. Zeppo on YouTube. Because there's a whole bonus season of when I was trying to do this podcast as a video blog, which just took 300 more hours worth of work to do, and I don't have that much time. So check that out if you've never seen it. And if you appreciate what's going on here, and you want to be part of the conversation, I'm setting up a landline, and I need some donations to buy a phone so I can take calls and put you on the Sprecher. Hate to be panhandling for money on the internet, but that's what the internet economy is going to be about, right? I'm selling you this product, my friends and listeners on Facebook. Buy it from me so I can, get food and more weed. By the way, folks, if you are curious about where my internet is telling me that I have a new flirt on a dating app I don't remember signing up for. So by the way, guys, fellow stoners unite. I'm really serious, calling for a stepping up about setting a culture, because we are going to be they're going to judge us. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the squares that don't, and I'm not trying to be mean, they're lovely people. I take long vacations from smoking pot, and I don't smoke pot all the time, all day long, every day. Although sometimes I do, It fluctuates and varies according to my needs and my responsibilities. And I'm single and I don't have any kids. If I had kids, I'd smoke it completely differently. And I'm not trying to judge and dictate how you smoke it or whatever. I'm just saying be thoughtful about it and try to create some health, safety separation for secondhand smoke, because we don't have any science on it. And don't let them get at the edibles. It's that simple. Repeating myself, gonna shut up now. Peace. Oh, I played the wrong music. Oh, listen to that song on the way out. That is 11 Strangels. I think it's supposed to be 11 Strange Angels by Mark Neal. All the music that I use on my podcast is available on freemusicarchive.org. Which reminds me, if you're a musician and you want to hear your music on my podcast to get that one more listener that you might get out of being on my podcast, because I think 3 people listen to my podcast, let me know. Hit me up, send me an email, send me a clip, and I will use your music on my podcast for free because you gave me permission. But wanting it to be on your podcast. Peace. I forgot to announce that I'm actually going to set up a schedule. I'm glad I didn't push stop yet. For any fan that's listening, I'm going to try and always be live on Twitter every Sunday. So at worst, this is going to be a weekly podcast thing. If I can manage to squeeze in more episodes by doing them before work, after work, I'm gonna try, but sometimes it takes too much time. The prep time, I do actually prep for some of this stuff. I didn't for this today. I just wanted to rant about how obvious it is that we gotta be smart and safe about kids and cannabis, so that we don't besmirch our own culture and make us, and make them want to take it away from us. We can adult and have cannabis too. If they can drink themselves silly and still be adults and be allowed to have kids, then we can too. And if you know anybody that's having legal problems or pressure from others about cannabis and parenting, try to have a conversation with your friends about where things are at and stuff. Be supportive members of the community. There's still going to be a lot of pushback, even in states that have accepted it as recreational. And we don't want, let's be honest, cannabis kind of can have a dark side because it's just a tool. Like any other tool. Like, I sound like a gun owner now. Whoa. But I digress. I'm going to be on Sundays. I'm going to be on Sundays all the time, doing all the different segments at different hours of the day. And I'm going to try to like start with Good Morning Trumptopia, and then do News Breaking News, and then do Almost Daily Zencast, and then do one of the other ones. I new segment, guys. Breaking news on Cannabis Talk. So I guess mostly all the pot smokers are going to know this first, because I'm sure most of my non-pot smoking fans don't listen to this segment. I have a new segment coming out. It's called Mr. Zeppo's Mixtape Remix. And what it is, it's funny. Or you might think it's stupid. I don't know. It might be really weird. But I never said I wasn't weird. So I have this situation, and the whole introduction episode is going to be me explaining this. But so here's a preview to you guys. I have this situation where I have a bunch of old audio of me rambling, because I've always been I want to be a radio show personality, and I guess I've always been afraid to become one, and I didn't go to school for it, so I feel like I don't deserve it. That's my ego problem right there, all in a nutshell. Bad ego. It's so I didn't know what to do with this old tape, and I was like, the very thought of listening to it sounded so tedious, even though I knew it was all like thought-inspired moments of like, I'm so jazzed about what I have to say that I have to push record, because I almost always forget to hit record when I start rambling with friends about stuff that's, here are my thoughts on that question you just asked me. Like, what was I going to do with all this stuff? And I kind of thought, what if I just, not knowing what's on it, started playing it as a segment, as the content for a segment, where I like listen to it for a few minutes and then like react to what I just heard and comment about it, see if it makes any sense or if I sound like a blathering idiot. I don't know. It might be a really horrible fail. Let me know what you think. I'm putting it all out there, folks. Why? Am I insane? Am I crazy? No, I'm just passionate about a set of ideas that I don't think even require belief. I think that they're just kind of organic and real. But that's already been rambled about. Thanks for listening to The Kicker. May peace, love, and grooviness be with you.